having a great crazy hat day. We're going to talk about reading right now. So let's begin with our objective. I'll start and you repeat. Objective is what we are going to learn. Let's flip over our objective for today. Okay, I'll point to the words and read them. It says, I can identify words with the D sound. And what sound is that? It's the D sound. Awesome job! So we're going to be looking at some words today and deciding, do I hear the D sound? Then we're also going to practice with some other letters, like letters that we've already learned about, like letter C, letter O, letter A, letter G. We're going to be practicing with some of those letters too. Now to begin, we are going to be doing some writing today, so I want to warm up with practicing on our whiteboard. So go ahead and get out your ice cream paper whiteboard right now, or anything that has lines on it. I would prefer if your paper today had lines on it, like on your ice cream sheet, so that you can practice making those letters in the lines. Okay, so for this warm-up, I'm going to be showing you a picture, and I want you to write a letter D, an uppercase and lowercase d on your ice cream paper whiteboard. Mine is really big so that you can see my letters. And if it doesn't have a letter D at the beginning of the word, then don't write anything, okay? So here's your first word. Cupcake. Cupcake. Does that start with the letter D? No, it does not, so we're not going to write a letter D. Dog. Dog. Does that start with the D sound? It does! So let's write uppercase and lowercase d. Uppercase and lowercase d. Remember, uppercase D, you start with your line down from the strawberry line down to the chocolate line, back up to the strawberry line, and a curvy line around. Now lowercase, we can start at the middle line, almost making like a letter A, but then we go up to the strawberry line and back down to the chocolate line. So there's our uppercase and lowercase d to show that dog begins with a D sound. Now your next word is horse. Horse. Does horse begin with a D sound? No, it does not, so we're not going to write a letter D. Desk. Desk. Does desk begin with a D sound? It does! Desk. So let's write another uppercase and lowercase d, really warming up our hands. Very nice. Let's hear another one. Grasshopper. Grasshopper. Does grasshopper start with a D sound? No, it does not start with the D sound. It starts with a G sound. That's not the same. What about deer? Deer. Deer. Do we hear the D sound at the beginning? We do! Very good, we do. So we're going to write our uppercase and lowercase d. So I'm starting with my uppercase D. Doing my lowercase d, we can also write lowercase d going from the strawberry line down to the chocolate line and making our round circle from the vanilla line to the chocolate line. Nice work, everyone. Great job warming up your hands. I think we're ready to get started, so go ahead and get out your Doc student book. Okay, like we mentioned in our objective, we're going to be looking for the words that have the D sound at the beginning. So we're focusing on the beginning of words right now, and we are listening for the D sound. So we are on page 5 in our Doc student book. We are going to be listening for the words that start with D, and if we hear the D sound, we are going to be writing lowercase d. Remember, we practiced lowercase d yesterday. It looks like this. You can start from the top and make your circle, or you can start from the middle line and make your circle and your line up and down. So we're going to be writing a lowercase d on the line if we hear the D sound, or an X on the line if we don't hear it. So let's listen up now.
Listen carefully and follow my directions. When you hear this sound, your teacher will pause this recording so you have time to mark your answer. Look at the picture of Doc and her tool chest.
Doc! Hello, Doc! Hey, Doc! Oh, hello, Cass! Creeping crocodiles! What's this crazy contraption? It has so many wheels and arms and screws.
That's my newest machine.
What does it do?
This is a put on your socks machine.
I heard you hammering. Were you hammering on your put on your socks machine?
No, I was hammering on a new drawer. See, I keep all my tools for fixing things in my tool chest. It has lots of little drawers to hold pins and glue, and tacks and string, and needles and thread and nails. Yesterday I stepped on a drawer and broke it. So I was just making a new one. See, it's all finished.
That's a pretty good little drawer.
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 Does drawer begin with the sound D? If your answer is yes, write lowercase d on the lines on Doc's tool chest. If your answer is no, mark an X on the lines.
Okay, so we're looking at our first picture here of Doc with the drawers. What do we think? Do we hear the d letter D sound at the beginning of drawers? Drawers. I hear it. So I'm going to write my lowercase d on the line. I wrote my lowercase d. Let's keep listening.
Now look at the picture of the toy sink and dishes.
How come you brought your toy sink and your dishes with you?
Well, this morning I was in a hurry to go out and play. I was washing the dishes and cleaning up the mess I made cooking, and I dropped a dish. It broke into all these pieces. Do you think we can fix it? It's such a nice dish.
Sure, we can fix it. I have some glue we can use. Let's see. Yep, here's the glue. I'll put some on the dish and then put the pieces back together. Your dish will be all fixed by this afternoon.
Great! I'll come and get it after the baseball game. Thanks a lot, Doc. Bye!
Bye, see you later.
Dish.
Dish.
Does dish begin with the sound D? If your answer is yes, write lowercase d on the lines next to the toy sink. If your answer is no, mark an X on the lines.
Okay, so our word is dish. Dish. Do we hear the letter D sound in dish? Yeah, I do too. So I'm going to mark my lowercase d on the lines next to my dish. See the dish on the ground here? So I wrote a lowercase d on the lines. Nice job. Let's keep going.
Now look at the picture of the watch.
Hi, Alf. How's it going? Hi, Doc. Not too good. I keep being late for everything. How come? Oh, because my watch is broken. So I never know what time it is. See, I was pretending I was exploring, and my watch was a walkie-talkie radio, and I twisted the dial to make the radio come in loud and clear. But I guess I twisted too much because it is stuck. So now my dandy watch that tells the time and the day and even what direction I'm walking in is no good. Oh, that's crummy, Alf. You really need that watch when you go on adventures. Yeah, would you please look at it and see if you can figure out what it needs to make it work again? Oh, sure. Let's see. Gee, Alf, it looks like all you did was wind it too much. You didn't really break anything. I think I can fix it. I'll just pull this out and turn it carefully. There, now try your watch. Listen. Hey, it's ticking again. Thanks very much for fixing my watch.
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 Does watch begin with the sound D? If your answer is yes, write lowercase d on the lines next to the watch. If your answer is no, mark an X on the lines.
All right, so our word is watch. Watch. Does that begin with the d sound that we hear in letter D? D. No, I don't hear the d sound, so I'm going to mark an X on the lines. Remember, we can make X using 2 diagonal straight lines. Let's keep listening and see what other cool things our friend Doc is able to fix.
Look at the picture of the book with the dragon.
Hi, Doc.
Hi, Oswald.
I came over to show you this book I made. It's all about dragons.
Dragons?
Yeah, I made up lots of crazy dragons. See, they're all different. Now this one is bright purple with silver stars and green sparkles, and instead of feet, he has 2 wheels like a motorcycle. Vroom, vroom.
Look at this one, Oz. You've given him red, pink, orange, and blue polka dots. And he has 8 legs.
He's sort of an octo-dragon-puss. This one's the granddaddy of them all. He's as big as a bus, and he has bright lights that go on and off all down his tail. He also has wings like an airplane, because he flew down to Earth from the moon. Eeeeow! Oops, I got so excited I tore the moon dragon right out of the book.
Well, I can fix your book in a jiffy. I'll just tape the ripped out moon dragon page back together. See?
Gee, thanks, Doc. If I'd lost my moon dragon, it would have wrecked my dragon book.
All your book needed was some tape. Now your book about dragons is as good as new.
Dragon. Does dragon begin with the sound d? If your answer is yes, write lowercase d on the lines next to the dragon book. If your answer is no, mark an X on the lines.
Okay, so our word is dragon. Dragon. We're looking at our dragon picture here. What do you think? Do we hear the d sound in dragon? I do too. I hear the d sound at the beginning of dragon. So I'm going to make my lowercase d here on the lines next to the dragon. Nice job. We've got a couple more.
Now look at the picture of the toy turtle.
Hey, golly, what's the trouble? Look, Oz. Golly has his old toy turtle with him. Do you want me to figure out what's wrong with your toy turtle, Golly? Okay, let's see. When you pull the turtle along by the string, it's supposed to roll after you on its wheels. But now the turtle just thumps. Oh, I see what the problem is. One of the wheels is missing.
Do you think you can fix Golly's toy turtle?
Sure. See this little wheel? I think it will fit Golly's turtle fine. I'll just nail it on. That's better. Okay, Golly, pull the string and see if your toy turtle works now.
Good job, Doc. Golly's toy turtle is all fixed.
Turtle. Does turtle begin with the sound d? If your answer is yes, write lowercase d on the lines next to the toy turtle. If your answer is no, mark an X on the lines.
Okay, so the word is turtle. Turtle. Do we hear the d sound in turtle? No, I don't hear the d sound. I hear a t sound. T, d. Those are not the same sound. So I'm going to mark an X on the lines. Those were not the same sounds. Let's listen to our last picture.
The picture of the beach ball.
What's this lumpy thing in the corner? Oh, not again. This is Sal's old beach ball. It looks like all the air has come out. I bet Sal left the ball here for me to fix. Probably he was in a hurry to get to the baseball field and practice for the game today.
Say, we've got to get to that game too. I'm the Catcher!
I know, I'm playing first base today. But we can stop on our way at Gus and Gert's garage and fill the beach ball with air for Sal. All the beach ball needs is some air.
Okay, let's go.
Ball. Does ball begin with the sound D? If your answer is yes, write lowercase d on the lines next to the beach ball. If your answer is no, mark an X on the lines.
Okay, so our word is ball. Ball. Does that start with the D sound? B. Ball. Do we hear the D sound? No, it's a different sound. The sound at the beginning of ball is B. But that's different than D. They're two different sounds. So I'm going to mark an X on the line. Nice work. Let's check our answers.
Let's check your answers. You should have written lowercase d on the lines next to these three pictures. Tool chest with drawers, toy sink with dishes, and dragon book.
Dragon.
You should have marked an X on the lines next to these three pictures. Watch, toy turtle, and beach ball.
Nice job, you guys. We did it. That was so awesome. We were able to find all of the words that had that D sound that letter D makes. Now that we've finished that page, you guys are going to be working on finding some beginning sounds for your homework. And we're going to do that on page 6 in our Doc Student Book. So go ahead and turn the page. Okay, so here is page 6 in your Doc Student Book. Now on this page, you see some toy blocks that have letters on them. What are these letters? C, A, G, and D. Very good. Now, there are some toys on each row next to the letters. And on each of these toy shelves, there are 2 that start with that letter sound. So what you need to do is find the one that does not start with that letter. And then you're going to put an X over it. So I'm going to help you with the top row, and then you're going to finish this page for homework. So in my top row, I see that I have the letter C. Now I remember that C makes the k sound, the k sound. Now I see 3 toys here. I see some crayons, I see a phone, and I see a car. One of those things does not start with the k sound. Which one does not start with the k sound? Crayons? No, I hear the k sound there. Car? No, I hear the k sound at the beginning of car. What about phone? Phone. That doesn't sound like it starts with the k sound. I'm going to put an X over it because it does not start with letter C. So now go ahead and go through each row, your letter A, letter G, and letter D, and find the toys that do not start with the sound that do not start with that letter. So you're going to have to remember, what does letter A say? And what does letter G say? And what does letter D say? What are those sounds? And then figure out which toy does not begin with that sound. You guys are going to do awesome work. I can't wait to see your homework, and I'm